What's up? This is The Violent Casket, home to The Lamest Taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, all one word, The Violent Casket. Putting out a couple videos today. This is a casket book review. I wanted to do something for this series that I did not actually get to implement. I did one mini review on parts 1 and 2 of this book, and I want to do a review on every part as I finish each part, but just the timing of everything going on in my life, I talk a little bit about that stuff in an update video that I'm going to post off of Twitch later. I finally did get to finish The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is book 1 of the Stormlight Archives, a 5-book series that is set inside of the Cosmere, which is his coexisting universe of 2 series and several standalones. Opposite. Let's go. All right. I love this book. Rating wise, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that this book is a 4.9999999. The reason why it's not a 5 is this length is crazy, and while I do truly appreciate the Sanderlanche, which is the term used to describe the incredible journey of world building and longevity it takes to get to the last quarter of the book, and then everything rolls downhill and flies, and it's incredible, but it took a long time to get there. And it was backbreaking work to get there, to be honest. And I loved every minute of it. It's not for everybody. The amount of time it took to get to the point where this book started to fly took way too long. I was like 700 pages in, and I'm like, where are we going? When are we going to start moving? 1,000-page book. I did love it. I did just start Book 2, Words of Radiance. If you don't know, you can check out my playlist. This is my 6th. That will be my 7th, I believe, Cosmere book. So I've read the original trilogy of Mistborn, which is books 1, 2, 3. There are 4 more, and there's a 3rd era being written currently. So that's 3. So 3, Elantris, Warbreaker, Tress of the Emerald Sea, and now Way of Kings. Way of Kings are my 7th. This is going to be my 8th Cosmere book. Okay, let's get straight into it. This is a spoiler review. I will talk about stuff. You get a prologue in this book, which is really good because it basically it takes the perspective of this assassin that goes on and does something that those events are the catalyst for everything that causes the stuff that you witness in this book. So 6-7 years before, you get to watch this guy assassinate the king of this giant country empire. Awesome fight, really cool abilities, sick. Gets in the fight, kills the guy, and then years later, whatever happened on the outcome, they're now fighting the people that took the blame for that assassination. Even though we later kind of figure out that maybe they didn't do it. And you follow, in the main parts of the book, you follow 3 characters, one of which you get a perspective of his son also. So you follow Dalinar, the brother of the dead king that you just witnessed get killed, as long as getting a lot of perspective from his son, his oldest of 2. You get Kaladin, which you watch him rise from soldier that loves his crew and just loves fighting and is just doing everything just to stay alive, to a slave who regrets everything, and you find out all these flashbacks of him as a kid going to become a surgeon, his brother getting forced into the military, he following to save his brother because his brother is not fully mentally capable of doing this stuff. and then find out he loses his brother. So then you get to witness all this flashback work, all this world building, all this character development to see him as he was as a kid, see where he started in the book as a slave, gets to be the leader of Bridge 4, this whole giant arc, this build to where he was as a child and got to the point where he was in the army, where he was in the army, and how he beat a shard bearer with a spear and then didn't claim it and was the biggest mistake ever, and that's how he got into being a slave. Now he ends the book basically rescuing Dalinar and has freed his entire, like, all the crews of bridge crews are now going to be soldiers in Dalinar's army instead of this other guy's army. So that's really cool. And then Shallan, which basically you get to see her develop into this really powerful character with Dalinar's niece. Dalinar's nephew is the king, and it's just sick. It's just really cool perspectives. In between each, you have interludes in between each part where you get to see other perspectives, and the one that is the most consistent is that assassin. But you get some other side characters that have not played a major role yet besides what we saw in the interludes. We haven't tied back into any of them, I feel like. I think the one that was the most, I guess, lateral is we get one of Shallan's brothers. We get to see him for like a split second. And that's really it. We find out that the people that are harassing Shallan's family and gave their dad a soul caster are part of an organization called the Ghost Bloods that planted someone to try to kill Janasa, who is the niece of Dalinar, who's training and is now working with Shallan. We find out all about the Ghost Bloods, which is sick because that is the name of the first book of Era 3 of Mistborn. So I'm assuming there's some connection there, which is really cool. We do get one chapter in the perspective of Hoid, which was awesome. Hoid is wit. Is the wit, so like the jester of this kingdom, and you get like introduced to him pretty early on, and that's when I'm like, wait, this is freaking Hoid. Easily, this is Hoid. If you don't know, I'm joint reading this with one of my friends, and I was like, dude, when you witness the character that's Hoid, you're just gonna know it's Hoid. And he was like, oh yeah, it's Wit. And I was like, yes, you got it. It's just so well written. I highly suggest reading Tress of the Emerald Sea before getting into this book, because that's where you get so much development on Hoid. And now when you get to see these moments where Hoid slips into these books, you get to, like, it makes sense. Like you see this weird character, I'm like, oh, that's Hoid. Easily, that's Hoid. Because now you have a full sense of him as a character and his sense of humor and his atmosphere and the way he acts and the way characters act around him. Because like in Mistborn, the first Mistborn, you almost don't even notice that you don't know that you're witnessing Hoid. But I really did truly enjoy this book. I enjoyed the stuff with Hoid. I enjoyed the Hoid chapter. I enjoyed the whole bridge crew. I love the information we get about soul casting and soul casters and fabrials and gemstones and the way Stormlight works and infuses money, which are these encapsulated like stones and crystals and gems, and the way shard plate and shard blades work, and all the flashbacks and the world building, and just a lot. There really is a lot in this book. Like, I've read one book and I feel like I know all this stuff about this world, and there's 4 more. Incredible. 4.9 easily could be higher, probably is higher. I'm being a petty little buck. My favorite scene is at the end of this book when after or post betrayal, someone betrays Dalinar, tries to kill Dalinar and all of his men. He goes in, he takes all of those guys' bridge crews. They're his now. End of story. He goes in and he barges into his nephew, the king's room, shuts the fucking door, beats the living shit out of him, beats the living shit out of this man. I can't even think of his name because it doesn't matter because he's a little bitch. He gets his shit rocked and he's on the floor and his uncle's over him like, nah, we're doing it my way. I'm in charge. You're just a figurehead. You do what I fucking say now. He's like, oh, the crew. He's screaming like, assassination, my crew, someone help me. And he's like, I'm getting really excited. He's like, all these men are my men. I've assigned to protect you. They listen to me over you. This kingdom listens to me over you. That's it. That's it. And then as he's walking out, after he makes him agree with him, he goes, oh yeah, by the way, I'm fucking your mom. And then leaves. Mic drop. Incredible. Best book ever. This was so good. I love Dalinar. He's given up his shard blade. I don't know if he actually went with giving his youngest son his shard plate yet. I know he was saying at the end of this book he was going to, but I haven't gotten far enough in this book yet to figure out what's going on. I haven't seen him yet. I'm in a Kaladin chapter. Shallan though is cooking with oil. I love her. I love her. She's cool. I didn't like her at first, but I'm really enjoying her going into Words of Radiance. And yeah, I really like these characters. I really, it takes a while to like kind of adapt to some of these people and really take them in, but I do really enjoy this book and I like the Cosmere as a whole. And I'm excited because this is like all the books are like this, right? There's three more. This is the main chunk of the Cosmere, all happening on Roshar, which is the planet that this stuff exists on. And it's crazy. It's really interesting. I'm really excited to get deeper into this. I believe after this book, I will take a break. I will do the novellas. I will do Era 2 of Mistborn, and then maybe Yumi, because I own right now, I have Yumi, I have Sunlit Man, and I have the newest book that came out, whatever it is, and I want to read those. I know you're supposed to wait, but I'm still waiting for the 5th book to go on paperback, which I don't know when that's gonna happen. But I'm going to read this book. I read this book. I'm going to read this book and then take a break before I go into books 3 and 4. With that being said, guys, get in the comments. Let's discuss. I would love to get more comments about Brandon Sanderson and the Cosmere on this channel because it's my current obsession, and I feel like I'm not getting any real spotlight on these videos. And this is now my 7th video about this series, about this world, about this author, including an unboxing. So, and like basically my whole Christmas haul was about this. Like, yeah, let's get involved. Get in the chat. This is the home of the lamest taste, the Vinyl Casket. Check me out on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. All one word. Where you can subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much more. Do me a massive favor and stay lame.